Hi there, my name is Kay Moon and I'm a Western astrologer and Twin Flame channel, and this is a video about the full moon in Leo taking place on February 12th at 8:53 a.m. If you happen to be on the eastern seaboard of the United States, please check a time zone converter for your local time. Super excited to be here with you for another lunar update. Few quick announcements before we dive in. The Union Workshop will close its doors on Thursday. This is the last chance to grab your seat for this 10-week community and workshop to create your union with us. I am very excited to say, as I have read through many of the comments in this vibrant community, so many people are already experiencing transformation, shift, reach outs, bump ins, unexpected surprise communication from their counterpart. Um, and we haven't even started yet. We don't start until this Saturday. So there is something really potent in the atmosphere at this time with when it comes to partnership and stepping into newness. And I really believe that's a function of Juno, the partnership asteroid opposite Uranus, the hand of the divine, divine intervention, quantum leaps forward. And so in this container, we're intentionally channeling this energy for the benefit of cultivating union so that instead of waiting for the energy to hit us, we're basically directing lightning. So if you want in on that, now's the time to register. Link to do that is below this video. Yeah, it's really surprising to me, but also not. My co-host Romania has walked no less than 10 people into marriages since I've known her for like in a 2.5 years time frame. And likewise, it's something those of you who've read with me have seen this happen yourself. We'll be sitting there talking about you and your counterpart in a reading, and your counterpart will reach out after months or years of no contact. There's something really palpable happening around trying to bring people together. And so I really want to encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity in the union workshop. But if you don't, get hypnosis. Go to the Gottman Institute. Work with somebody that can help you come out of states of habituated separation and into cultivating union for yourself. There is a session left this Friday for reading if you're in need of guidance for the year. We're already now in the shadow for both the Venus and Juno retrograde. Both of them represent love, connection, and commitment. So if there has been any dust kicked up in this area, the answers will be in your chart and can help you know what you can do for the highest good of all involved. This is part 2 of the Lightworker Energy Update that is focused on the counterparts. And so if you have not listened to that first, definitely check that out and then come back to this, mainly because there is so much going on with Venus that I will not talk about here. Because Venus is not necessarily part of the divine counterpart conversation, but it's it includes the what's going on with the divine counterparts, but is not limited to. So with that, I would say definitely have a listen to this, then come back, have a listen to that, then come back to this, and this will make even more sense for you. Lastly, thank you so much for the love, all the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the positive comments, and the love in the comments. It really helps the channel grow and reach people who need it most when they need it most, and it means a lot to me. Here is our full moon right here at the 24th degree of Leo. The full moon is in communication with Uranus, Juno, Sun series, and Mercury here in what we call a fixed grand cross. We also see the full moon in communication there with Chiron and Eris. Whew, it's a lot, is a whole lot. In general, this full moon in Leo is one that invites us into self-consideration and action towards our evolution. There is both irritation, activation, and revelation in equal measure at this full moon. How we use that energy will be up to us, but this full moon will feel somewhat pushy about us taking action and making change in both love and money and overall in our lives. There are some important updates about the upcoming Venus retrograde, And currently, ongoing Mars retrograde and that Lightworker energy update, definitely have a listen there for some greater relationship insights and revelation. But for now, let's get into what's going on with the divine counterparts. I like to start with Juno first. She is the energy I read as the divine feminine. She's at the 28th degree of Scorpio. She has been in shadow, preparing for retrograde since December 21st of 2024. And this is interesting. Her movement in Scorpio will last through October 5th. It will include that retrograde, and it's going to focus in on some key areas pertaining to Scorpio, depending upon what your life stream is calling for you to work on. Scorpio represents closures and completions. It represents growth, expansion, and healing in the department of physical intimacy and human sexuality. Growth, expansion, and healing with regard to financial matters, but specifically the financial matters under the auspices of taxes, wills, inheritances, grants, loans, credit. You may also be very guided during Juno retrograde in Scorpio to do some depth psychology work, metaphysical work, or occult work. I took some deep dives on this in the lives with Made for Love, Lee and Sherry, and Return to One Quantum Healing on each of their channels. That includes key Juno retrograde dates. So be sure to check those out for more information and prepare for this Juno retrograde, because this is going to be a very important turning point year in the divine feminine energetic field. It is a decision point year in the divine feminine energetic fields. Let's talk about her communications. She is square the full moon in Leo. So all of the energy of the full moon is going to be especially pertinent in the divine feminine energetic fields. She is going to feel it deeply with a lot of motivation to act, prompting her to move her life in particular directions, step up in the exterior circumstances of life, matching her internal truth and realities. We see that she is also trying to Mars retrograde in Cancer. This will create some reflection on her actions and an opportunity to revisit actions that do not align with deeper emotional truth, given that they are both in water signs. This is going to be a powerful time of recognition of where we may have been living in an emotional reality that is not who we truly are. Now, I've spoken about habituated separation and the collective energy in these video updates before, and I left a video with 5 signs to recognize if you happen to be in habituated separation. The union workshop will help you overcome that, but so too will hypnosis. So too will relationship coaching with the folks over at the Gottman Institute. So too will the personal development school. All of those places are union focused learning institutions. If you don't work with me, go there. Do something to break habituated separation. Find what you need to break out of this rut, because there are extraordinary opportunities for union forthcoming. Some of them are already in play now. Some of you are already experiencing them. Some of them are coming into play as we get into August, September of this year, July, August, September of this year. So, you know, do what you got to do, right? I implore you. You don't have, separation does not have to be your identity. Okay. Now, this Mars retrograde speaking to Juno is going to motivate us to take actions we need to take to undo behavior patterns that have blocked union and put an end to them. Now, again, for some, these behaviors will have seemingly nothing to do with love or the other person or the connection, right? Like cleaning out your closet, dealing with your taxes, handling your, I don't know, will or the school your child goes to if they're being bullied, like sort of, these things, just like, this has nothing to do with my love life. But I promise you, it has everything to do with your love life, because these little prompts and nudges that are coming up in the divine feminine energetic field, even if they seem disconnected, they will be related to setting the stage for your union in the third dimension. Okay, you want to look to the house that Scorpio governs in your chart for some clues, and the houses that Cancer and Aries govern as well, since Mars retrogrades in Cancer but governs the sign of Aries and Scorpio. This will help you narrow down where you can reset your life for the frequency of union. Okay. Now, we also see Juno in trine to Saturn conjunct Nessus there in Pisces. Saturn wants to evoke integrity by cutting out what's not aligned. Now, for some, this is you skipping right off into union, cutting off other people's, sealing off the exits. Like your connection coming together after a long period of working through things. This, whenever I see Saturn and Juno in harmonious conversation and communication, like the trine, this is commitment energy on level 1000 with a lot of recognition of the spiritual Pisces and emotional Scorpio and Mars work it took to get there. Now, for some, you may come into recognition that even though the person that is the desire of your heart is absent, your commitment is not absent, and you'll be embarking on a process of deep personal transformation as you work with this energy. This transit for some may evoke a purification process and purge as you release thoughts, feelings, behaviors that are not aligned with the frequency of higher level love. I have a video all about the purification process for twin flames in my channeled messages playlist. If you don't know what that is, but some of you, you just hear the name and you already know, okay, yep, been there, done that. This is again a great time to, if your person is in some way absent, to work with us in the union workshop, to channel this energy so that you can really understand how to utilize the potency in this to shed things that are unlike love without it being painful to do so. Have it be a joyful process. Okay. We see a sextile as well for Juno to Pluto there, conjunct Pallas. Since Venus is also sextile Pluto at this full moon, there are similar interpretations here as for Juno as the higher octave of Venus. Love can intensify and move from chemistry to commitment here, with this sense of internal pressure to do what it takes to make a love situation real and established in the third dimension. This can see two people take what was a secret relationship public at this time, can also see passion deepen, and so too the bond and the commitment. You may find that in your communities, you're called upon to step into the energy of Juno as the matron and the mother. The energy of problem solving and looking out for others at this time can certainly show up. And this is where you may also find the deep love that you have for your counterpart externalizes and is expressed as a love in other areas of your life, in particular in areas where you're stepping into a leadership role in a group. And just like for Venus, there is an indication here of some secret love affairs and hookups unfolding as well. Some deep, passionate, soul stirring, life changing, roll your eyelids back kind of love, both for those in connection and for those seeking connections. So have fun, kids. It's a really, really, really yummy energy, very passionate, and I love to see it. We could all use a little bit more of that right now, right? Some of that yummy, passionate energy. I think it's a nice thing. We also see Juno in opposition to Uranus, which I spoke about in the intro. But there are some shakeups, changes, and surprises in connection that can happen here. You or your person can do an about face on the way the connection has been unfolding, especially with Mercury square her at this time and opposite this full moon. Mercury is all about communication. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But communication and behaviors can really turn around 180 degrees in a new direction. And this doesn't have to be a negative thing, it can be a positive thing. It can just be a surprising thing like, oh, I didn't expect that they would propose, or oh, I didn't expect that they would reach out, but this is great. I've been seeing in my union workshop group, some people have had like some sudden chance encounters with counterparts, surprising new types of communication with them after months or years of things going in another direction. So, this is really great. We can use this energy to shake up, shake loose patterns in connection, move things to that higher timeline through spontaneity. Much of this does look like it comes through the divine feminine energy field, and much of it also looks like it comes out of nowhere. Trust that higher self. It's really trying to guide you at this time. Now, again, both people can hold both energies. So it's important to see yourself in both divine masculine, divine feminine. This will remove any waiting on them to do something, K Moon said, or waiting for the energy to change ruts that can be going on. Okay. Now, we also see, like I mentioned, this square to Mercury. Mercury is speaking to Ceres here, and the sun opposite this full moon. This can lend itself to some real erratic behaviors and moods at this time, and taking interior tension out externally on other people, and specifically your partner or the connection. This can make for some real awkward conversations as well. You may say some things you don't mean. You may hear some things other people didn't mean to say. It's an energy where what needs to be said can really come out sideways, but it can be worked with if you guys can give each other the gift of grace or the gift of forgiveness. The potential here is that it opens the door for further discussion. Like somebody could just blurt something out, like, I hate having sex with the dog in the room. And all of a sudden it's like, but I thought you liked the dog. And is now there's discussion for needs, and there's opportunity to walk through. It could just be randomly over dinner one night, something gets blurted out only for the two of you to realize, oh, we need to actually have a deeper conversation about something, or I didn't know you felt that way, let's talk about it. This sort of thing, right? um so definitely take any erratic behaviors or unusual communications, especially if they rubbed you the wrong way, as an invitation to a deeper conversation. Okay. The divine feminine part of all of us may want to share certain things, talk through certain things. We can even use this to open the door to making amends or apologies with the way Neptune and Venus are in communication at this particular full moon. And so, yeah, it's a great, great opportunity to, watch your own words, like give yourself the gift of the peaceful pause before reacting. And, if somebody had a reaction and you're like, okay, that was awkward, uh, give them a little bit of grace. This energy is causing all of us to feel a lot of inner tension. And unlike you, beloved star family, who has the heads up, not everybody knows how to do the emotional system no nervous system regulation that will help them manage emotions in a productive way. So, okay. We see that Juno is also trine Neptune, Venus conjunction there. Very interesting energy for her. This can allow for a lot of softening where we get to deeper emotional and spiritual truths. Intuition and downloads at this time can be on level 1,000 about ourselves, about the connection, about the other person in the connection, what the connection needs from us, where the connection is headed, what's possible in the connection, what's unfolding now that you didn't know, didn't realize, couldn't see. Pay attention to your intuition and your downloads here. They are going to be very potent at this time. They're given to you. And this is something my spiritual mentor said a long time ago to a group of us who were working with her. She said, sometimes the things that you pick up in your intuition isn't meant to condemn you. It's revealed to you as a way, as way to work strategically on cultivating your connection. So let's say you have, for example, a dream that there's another person involved, third party triangle, something like that. Or you have a dream your person is about to get fired at work. Or you have some sort of download or intuition that there could be, some sort of issue on the family side, right? Sometimes these things are not revealed to us to show us why our connection is not possible. Oftentimes, these things are revealed to us to show us how to manifest, pray, and decree health, life, and well being in the connection and for our person. They're meant to give us the heads up so that we know how to be productive and constructive as partners. So utilize this. If you get these sort of downloads at this time, don't let them provoke you into panic. Utilize these downloads to help you understand, oh, okay, I can use my power here to help things move forward in the best or highest possible way for everyone involved. Okay. So it was a really beautiful teaching she provided for us at that time. And I'm just imparting it to you because, I see it here that there's a lot of that sort of intuition and revelation with Venus trine Juno as she is conjunct Neptune. Lastly, I will say that combination of Venus and Neptune, like I said, it can deepen that spiritual connection where you feel your person across time and space through amplified collective empathy. Those sensitive to collective energies may want to do some extra grounding and protection work. And I've said this to you guys. Remember, if you can receive signal, you can also broadcast signal. You're not at the mercy of everything everyone feels in the collective. The radio system works both ways. So definitely use it. You're powerful enough to use it. Alternatively, this is a great energy for creative work and channeling the muses for inspiration. Creatives, make sure to capture your brilliant ideas that will show themselves so you can work with them later. And if you need any support, you know where to find me. I'm over at kmoonastro.com. Link to book is below this video. Let's take a peek at the divine masculine side of the connection. That is Jupiter, the husband of the zodiac, husband of Juno. Jupiter is in Gemini, now direct at 11 degrees, and this is making for an exciting, curious, expansive, and experimental time in our divine masculine energy fields. We all may be trying new things, stepping into leadership roles in community and particularly soul family, creating the opportunity to design both and win-win solutions to challenges is definitely something that this energy can bring forward. So a lot of levity here with Jupiter and Gemini, a lot of humor here as well, so tap into it. The divine feminine energy field uh, is a little heavier with a lot of change work. So, owning both energies, your inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine, is going to help balance yourself out. We see Jupiter in sextile to Jupiter. We see Jupiter in sextile to Chiron there in Aries, and also to Venus there in Aries. Now, this can have us connecting with a wounded feminine energy or our own wounded feminine side at this time. So, if you have some sort of wound in your relationship to your interior feminine side, male or female, we all have both energies, this particular full moon may bring it out and reveal it to you. where there has been rejection, abandonment, exclusion. This energy can get worked through now in a positive way where you can see how things may have actually worked out in your favor. You could even be the guiding light to help someone else see this about their situation. In this energy, you'll be able to really share ideas, help them explore ideas, and act as a way shower for people to help them grow through things you've already gone through. You're also going to be able to see the big picture as you support others in coming home to their selves in this energy with a lot of compassion and self acceptance for them, helping them step into that for themselves. It's really important to remember to guide on invitation and others and otherwise really listen with compassion for best relationship results. But take that with a grain of salt. You know your people that you're connected with best. This configuration can also help you understand your own self worth, particularly in relationship to soul, family, and community. Gemini governs short distance travel and education. You may decide to take a class that helps you elevate your sense of self and broadens your horizons as an investment in yourself. This energy guarantees returns on that investment that will last you a very, very, very long time. So, love to see that for the divine masculine energy. We also see Jupiter in square to Saturn and Nessus here inside of Pisces. This transit from last year carries over into this year that's meant to break up structures of our lives as we know it. Now, for divine counterparts, this is about changing the structure of the connection through our divine masculine energy, much of it through changing our consciousness, since Gemini is the sign that governs consciousness. So, changing your consciousness about the connection in your divine masculine energetic field can have the result in the material realm of changing the connection itself. Okay. Again, working with this in this way, it's not about one particular person in the connection changing, but it's about an internal energetic shift that will shift things externally for both people. Now, again, where there has been habituated separation, Jupiter and Gemini is asking us to explore, is this really how you want to continue living, or is there another way? Or if there are habituated cycles of drama and pain, this energy is trying to help us break that by taking on new perspectives, that's Jupiter and Gemini, and cutting off old cycles, that's Saturn and Pisces. This combo, these two, they've been at work together in square since last year. And they've been trying to help those who struggle with addictions in any capacity, either to substances or behaviors that have been self destructive or undermined your capacity for love and connection, AKA union. It's trying to help you break that stuff up, especially if it's been like just a mindset or a consciousness level that's not serving you. This will really help you shift that so that you can begin the process of having more union energy become available to you. Okay. This energy can also help break situations that have hampered your ability to express and embody your own divine masculine energy. So, if a situation that you're in requires you to check your own divine masculine energy at the door in order to maintain it, you're going to find that situation self dissolves in between 2024 and 2025. There's just no way to continue forward in a non holistic manner, especially the closer Jupiter gets to Cancer. And Cancer is our sign that deals with emotional truth and integrity. And integrity at the root just means wholeness. So, some echoes from the full moon energy update and the divine feminine energy update here around needing to honor closures where the thing that's closing doesn't honor you, while also having some discernment about which situations can grow with you and which ones might need to grow away from you. Okay. So Lots of space here. So much change, so much change. We also see Jupiter trine Cheroclo there in Aquarius. And I really love this. This has been an energy that's been in effect for a while throughout the entirety of the Jupiter retrograde, started last year. This is blessings by being ourselves and exploring new opportunities, blessings through community and soul family, resources and support showing up through our connections and people we know in the soul family department. Okay. This is a great time to reach out to and ask for a referral or a resource or help from your soul family group. Aquarius specifically deals with friends and colleagues. Gemini specifically deals with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. These sorts of people may have the lead you need on a job, instruction and guidance on how to get to the next level of a career, parenting resources and information, housing resources and information if you need it. Certainly, Love and Union resource information. I shared the Gottman Institute. I shared the Personal Development School. Both of those are communal focused learning programs that offer multiple different workshops underneath their auspices. The union workshop is another one, but operating in groups, it does look like that is where the blessing is at this time. Cheroklo brings the blessing. Gemini and Aquarius are about groups. Jupiter here is about expansion. Expansion through groups does seem to be key at this full moon in Leo, as it has been for many of the lunations in the last 6 months. So, take advantage of that where you can, especially if you're really in need of something for your life or you've been in a private struggle around something. It does seem like some level of soul family really can guide you in the direction that can turn things around. Blessings are exponential in these settings, and there is access to a lot of transference of blessings by being in the right group at this time. We also see a trine to Make Make here in Libra to the divine masculine energy. And this is going to bring about some learning and growth through partnerships and partners helping us avoid past mistakes, which I love to see. Does look like it happens in the arena of communication and conversation, or even just quiet reflection and thoughtfulness for oneself, since both of these are air signs and represent that mental communicative energy. So, sometimes that phone a friend, this could also be engaging in therapy. This could also be engaging in some sort of group setting like rehab, or I don't know. I'm trying to think like some sort of community group that gathers around an issue that's near and dear to your heart that you need help on. These sorts of things, uh, coaches, therapists, these sorts of people at this time do seem to really have a lot of support to help you make sense of the journey you've been through and start the process of moving forward to a more whole, fuller version of yourself. Okay. So I love to see it. This is a great full moon energy for the divine masculine. It's a very transformative full moon energy for the divine feminine. All have the opportunity to cultivate union in their own ways. And if you need some support with that, you know where to find me. All links are below this video. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. It is an honor to have been here with you. I love being able to do this at the new and the full moon, and I cannot wait to do it again with you for the all signs next week. Take great care and bye for now.